didn't say, what are you looking so sad about, Jam?
Man, I'm surprised. I'm really insulted. That's not right what you just said.
What do you mean, what I just said?
I'm getting a drink of water. I'm late getting home, but you talk. I said something about the greatest heavyweight champ, man. I'm a hometown man, and you talk about Joe Louis, man. Joe Louis wouldn't be nothing for me. Joe, I tell you, Joe, do you think you would have stood a chance with me?
Well, Clay, one time I done my career, I went on a Bomber Month tour.
I would have been a bum compared to you.
Well, you've been on tour.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. That's right. You know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the BOXERS bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the BOXERS. Today, the best boxer from each decade since 1900, part 2. The best boxer from each decade since 1900, part 2. Has the family today. This is the Wednesday afternoon hump day edition of Cast Sports, the BOXERS, and we're going to look at, we went from 1900s to the 1950s yesterday. Today we're going to finish it off, top 10 boxers from the 1960s all the way up to the decade we're in now, 2020 through 2025. Got a lot to get to today, so let's get started right away. First, our fight of the day. We have a fight of the day every day to start the show. So without further ado, let's start with the fight of the day. The fight of the day today will be Larry Holmes versus Ken Norton. An all-time great heavyweight war. June 9th, 1978. Larry Holmes versus Ken Norton. An all-time great heavyweight war. What's up, Mike Grimm? Mike Grimm has arrived. Salute, Mike. Fight of the day today is Holmes versus Norton. June 9th, 1978. Let's jump right into it. Okay. Yeah, you like old fights? This is one of them for you. Holmes Norton, 1978. Okay, let's go. Now, Jarrell Hattie in the building. What's up, Jarrell? You're right on time for the fight of today. Larry Holmes versus Ken Norton. Again, June 9th, 1978. I had just graduated out of high school 1 week before. June 1st, 1978. Kensaw Love 1 in the building. What's up, Kensaw Love 1? How are you today? Always a pleasure to see you. Jarrell and Kensaw Love 1. Mike Rim in the building. Salute, salute, salute. Okay, let's get to it. Holmes versus Norton. Excuse me. Now, while they may be going a bit too far to classify Ken Norton as a hard luck fighter, it's difficult not to when one considers the twists and turns of his fateful career. Surely, the term should not apply to a boxer whose record boasts a win over the great Muhammad Ali. And while it's not luck of a good sort that sees you competing for the world title at the same time as both Ali and Big George Foreman, Norton was not the only big, talented heavyweight faced with that daunting prospect. He would lose to both all-time greats, and years later he confessed that the judges' verdict for Ali in their third battle in 1976 broke his heart, and he was never the same ever after. But if that was so, he summoned up some vintage toughness and tenacity for his thrilling 15-round war with the Eastern assassin, Larry Holmes. Though again, this historic battle, one of the all-time great big men Donnybrooks, is also emblematic of Norton's hard luck status. It is. This fight was called the greatest boxing show on earth, the World Heavyweight Championship. Ken Norton came in as the World Heavyweight Champion. Larry Holmes was the undefeated #1 contender. Mike Mazik in the building. What's up, Mike Mazik? How are you today, Mike? Good to see you. You're right on time for we just like in the first paragraph of the fight of the day. Holmes versus Norton, 1978. June or something. I think it was June 8th. But there it is, yeah. Norton was the champion coming in. Holmes was the #1 contender at that time. Now, first, let's set the scene. Now, after Ali lost the long shot challenger Leon Spinks in 1978 in one of the sport's biggest upsets, Leon Spinks was a 7-fight novice when he beat Ali. Just 7 fights into his career, right? Now, after that upset, Ali demanded a rematch. Now, the WBC objected, pointing to the fact their rules forbade immediate rematches in such circumstances. Now, this was a rule they disregarded. when it suited them. For example, Leonard versus Duran 2 was an immediate rematch, right? But that was a bigger money fight that Ali and his 8-fight novice at that time, Spinks. So the WBC didn't want the rematch, but they broke their rules when it was convenient to them, okay? Right? So the WBC said that Norton must receive the title shot against Spinks, since he had defeated Jimmy Young in a title elimination fight, right? And so when the contracts for Ali and Spinks 2 were signed, the WBC stripped Spinks of their title and awarded it to Norton. Now the WBA kept recognizing Spinks, and that was the first time the two organizations had split since 1971. Okay, so the WBA sanctioned the fight between Spinks and Ali. The WBC stripped him and awarded it to Norton. But such was the hardness of Norton's luck that the WBC then ordered their new champion to immediately defend against Larry Holmes, a boxer who in years to come would prove himself among the greatest heavyweights ever, okay? So yeah, Norton got awarded the belt, but then immediately got ordered to face Larry Holmes, one of the greatest heavyweights in history, okay? And there's Ali and Spinks. When Spinks upset him, 7 fights into his career, upset the greatest. And that's what gave Norton the title belt, okay? But at the time, few knew what to make of the 28-year-old challenger from Eastern Pennsylvania. Yeah, Holmes wasn't, everybody didn't know how great he would become at that time, right? No one questioned his talent, but some doubted his grit. In retrospect, as big an irony as one could ever find in boxing, considering the stern test Holmes faced in the years to come. Now, 2 things undermined Holmes' reputation at that time. Number 1 was the defeat in the 1972 Olympic trials to Dwayne Bobbitt, for which he was unfairly branded a quitter. Number 2, his sparring work for Joe Frazier, Ernie Shavers, and Ali, as generally speaking, full-time sparring partners very rarely distinguished themselves at the top level as elite, right? But just a few months before the Norton fight, Holmes had boxed brilliantly on national television, posting a 12-round shutout over the dangerous Ernie Shavers. Thus, while the cynical doubted Holmes' heart, all agreed he had earned his shot against Norton. And that fight against Shavers was like March of that year. Holmes and Norton was June. Holmes had just fought Shavers like 2 months before this. Okay? And there is Holmes and Norton doing their fight. Okay? Now that's Holmes and Shavers. The previous fight to Norton, he threw a shutout against Shavers just like 2 months before the Norton fight. Okay? Nobody really knew how good Larry Holmes was then. He wasn't a great champion that made 20 straight title defenses with 48-0. None of that had happened yet. Okay? Now this fight was held in Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, and broadcast on ABC. And the inimitable Howard Cosell provided the blow-by-blow. Holmes versus Norton was in fact a showdown between the 2 best heavyweight boxers on the planet at that time. Even if few knew it at the time, right? Nobody knew how good these 2 heavyweights were. Now, having lost to Spinks, Ali was clearly done, while Foreman, Frazier, and Jerry Quarry had all recently retired. Yeah, Foreman was in the middle of his 2 careers at that time, right? Now, few took Neon Leon Spinks seriously, and both Ron Lyle and Jimmy Young had suffered losses to variously Ali, Foreman, Norton, or Shavers. Now, with wins over Young and Quarry, and his disputed loss to Ali, still fresh in people's minds, Norton deserved to be regarded as the world's top heavyweight, while Holmes, with his impressive win over Shavers, was right behind him. But while most at the time did not fully appreciate how exceptional this matchup was, when the riveting struggle finally ended, all who saw it knew they had witnessed something extraordinary. Yeah, by the time they didn't know about these two men, but by the time this fight ended, everybody knew about it. Okay? Holmes and Norton. Now, part of what fueled the fight's intensity was some genuine animosity between the two. Now, Norton could be arrogant, and this irritated Holmes. They got into a shoving match at a pre-fight publicity event, with Holmes taunting Norton, and Norton labeling Holmes as a pinhead, right? Now, during the referee's instructions at ring center before the fight started, a seizing Holmes attempted to intimidate Norton with an angry glare, but an aloof Norton simply ignored him. Now, from the start, Holmes set a brisk pace, and after a skittish first round, which saw both men land hard shots, Holmes settled into his rhythm, keeping Norton at the end of his potent left jab and following up with the straight right hand. Now, Norton, for his part, stalked, bobbing up and down as he shuffled forward, but he failed to effectively cut off the ring and was missing frequently. In the third round, Norton tried to establish his own jab, but that only created more openings to exploit for the sharper Holmes. And in the fourth round, Holmes took advantage, scoring with a series of vicious combinations. Okay, yeah, Holmes was in his rhythm. Norton was still searching. Technique in the building. What's up, Technique? Holmes and Norton today. For the fight of today. Okay, let's continue. However, a minute into the fifth round, Norton connected with a powerful counter right, a harbinger of things to come. Now, Holmes responded by ripping home his own hard right hand, and as the crowd came to his feet, the two big men commenced trading heavy shots in earnest before Holmes got on his bicycle and outmaneuvered Norton for the remainder of the round. 5 rounds in, and Norton was well behind on points already. But before the bell for the 6th round, Norton turned to his trainer and said, "Now it's my turn." Okay, before round 6, Norton told his trainer, "Now it's my turn." Now, Norton began walking Holmes down, applying intense pressure and throwing heavy left hooks as he did. Then, just when Holmes began to anticipate the hook, Norton changed stop and connected with 2 thudding overhand rights. Yeah, Norton had one of the best ever overhand rights. It's ex-Ali in that third fight. That overhand right couldn't miss Ali. Norton had a classic overhand right. Now, Holmes boxed beautifully in the 7th round, but near the end of the round, the relentless Norton, who was palming many of Larry's jabs with his right glove, caught the Eastern assassin with wicked shots from both hands and a series of thudding jabs. A hard right to the body had Holmes in full retreat when the round ended. It's heating up now. Starting to heat up. Norton had seized the initiative, with Holmes visibly tiring. Norton took over in the 8th round, out-jabbing the jabber and making him pay dearly every time he tried to take a respite from constantly circling the ring. Leading from a cut inside his mouth, Holmes seemed to fade as Norton pursued with fury, and Holmes twice received warning from the referee for holding. That's another thing Holmes took from Ali, that holding. He took that great jab from him and that holding. Holmes used to do a lot of holding. He got that straight from Ali because as Ali's sparring partner. He learned the game from Ali, and yeah, that's where he got Norton. Holmes did a lot of holding, and he got warned in this fight for excessive holding. Now, at the end of the round, a tiring Holmes went to the ropes, where the fighter slugged it out. Norton landed solid overhand rights and left hooks to the body. Okay? In the 9th and 10th rounds, the two big men rumbled on fairly even terms, though Norton connected with the heavier blows. And in the 11th round, he battered Holmes, trapping his tired and bleeding challenger more than once to unload heavy artillery, hooks and crosses to both body and head. The 12th round saw Holmes again force the battle toe-to-toe, and it was Norton who got the better of it, as the fight had become a full-fledged brawl, a war of attrition. Now, both men were tired, both hurting, and the scoring was virtually dead even as the courageous warriors faced the climactic last 3 rounds, the championship rounds. It was dead even, and each one of them won 13 and 14, making it still dead even going into 15, right? Let's talk about 13 and 14. After the 12th, 15 rounds, 13, 14, and 15 were the championship rounds back in those days, okay? So, Holmes needed to alter the course of the fight, and in round 13, he did just that. It required nothing novel tactically. Holmes, who incredibly was nursing a partially torn left bicep, suffered 6 days prior to the fight, was to snap back to his jab, and the openings for the right hand followed. Now the momentum shifted as a slowing Norton now appeared vulnerable, and Holmes beat him to the punch repeatedly, staggering him with right hand counters a minute into the round, and then, for the first time, threatening to force a stoppage as he pounded Norton with a series of flush shots. The crowd roared as Holmes unloaded with both fists, and at the bell, Norton returned to his corner on unsteady legs. Looked like Holmes going into round 14. It appeared Holmes was getting ready to stop him, right? But now Holmes now appeared in total command, and there could be little doubt he enjoyed a decided edge on the scorecards. But incredibly, the 14th round brought more drama and thrills for the capacity crowd and the millions watching on live television, as Norton, constantly pursuing, regained the upper hand through sheer force of will. Near the end of the round, Norton trapped Holmes in a neutral corner and teed off, landing one big shot after another. So after round 14, Norton evened it back up. Incredibly, even things back up. So the stage was set for a monumental finish. 15th round. Now, while a case could be made for a slight points edge for Holmes, it was also clear the contest was razor close, and the final 3 minutes would decide matters, one way or the other. Both warriors knew it, and both summoned up every last vestige of energy to try and take it. The 15th round of this great heavyweight war will forever be remembered as one of the most exhilarating finales in boxing history. Norton struck first, landing the right hand and backing Holmes up. The seemingly spent Holmes unable to do anything else but reluctantly slug it out. Face to face and toe to toe, the warriors stood, taking turns getting home thudding blows as the crowd went berserk. Norton appeared to have an edge as he sent Holmes' mouthpiece flying out of the ring, but then, with 30 seconds left in the round, Holmes, demonstrating the kind of heart some thought he didn't have, summoned up the energy for a final charge and abruptly took over, staggering Norton with the right cross and then sending him reeling with a huge uppercut. But Norton never stopped firing back, and the final bell found both brave warriors still throwing and catching heavy shots. And that's how it ended. That's how it ended. Holmes celebrated with a dip in the Caesar's Palace swimming pool. Took his belt with him. Okay, let's see what the judges said. Well, Holmes in the pool with the belt, so we know what the judges said, but let's see anyway. I should have saved that picture for after this paragraph. Damn, my bad. Anyway, the judges' scores were, as they had to be, extremely close, each separating the fighters by a single point. And while one tabbed Norton the winner, the other two went Holmes' way. Larry Holmes in a grueling, punishing war, which decades later he would unhesitatingly deem the toughest of his career, had won the WBC world title in one of the most thrilling and hard-fought heavyweight clashes in the entire history of pugilism. And once again, Ken Norton, after a truly gallant performance, found himself on the losing end of an extremely close decision. But that by itself doesn't make him a hard luck heavyweight. What does it is the fact that Norton, surely one of the best of his time, possesses the peculiar distinction of being, listen to this, Norton is the only heavyweight world champion in history to have never actually won a championship fight. The only heavyweight champion in boxing history that never actually won a championship fight. Because remember, when he got the belt, it was awarded to him when Leon Spinks got stripped. And then this was his first defense we just talked about against Holmes, which he lost, and he never had another title fight. I never won another title. So wow, the only heavyweight champion in history still to this day that never actually won a heavyweight title fight, Ken Norton. Okay, there you have it, the fight of the day. So now we are going to do part 2 of the top 10 fighters from every decade. Yesterday was 1900 to the 50s. Today is the 60s up to right now, 2025. Okay? I just found that out yesterday. That is crazy. The only heavyweight champion could never actually win the heavyweight title in a fight. He got awarded it after Spinks got stripped, and he lost his first title fight and never won another heavyweight championship fight. So yeah, wow, that is something, isn't it? I just learned that yesterday, though. Wow, that's crazy. That's a crazy stat right there. Okay, top 10 fighters in every decade. We're going from 1960 to now, up to the present. We're going to do this little half. We only had 5 years in the current decade. We're going to look at the top 10 fighters for these first 5 years of 2025. That'll be the last one we do. We're going to start at 1960. Okay? So let's get to it. 1960. Okay? There's Manny Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, Sugar Ray Leonard. Okay, for 1960, decade of 1960, number 1 is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. Okay, what do we need to say about him? Yeah, it's going to be a little brief summary on each fighter. Now, Ali, considered one of the greatest athletes of the 20th century, not just boxers, athlete, period. Okay. What's up, Al Booger in the building? Al Booger, we just doing the second half today. We did the 1900s through 1950 yesterday. Today is from the 60s to the present. Top 10 fighters for every decade. Ali is number 1. Now, born Cassius Clay Jr., he won a gold medal in the 1960 Olympics. Then he became heavyweight champion in 1964. And he was the first boxer to win the heavyweight title 3 times. Known for his fast footwork, powerful punches, and popularizing the rope-a-dope technique. Now, he didn't invent the rope-a-dope, but he made it famous, right? Now, it wasn't called the rope-a-dope before him, but people were doing it. Nicolino Loach was doing the rope-a-dope way back in the 40s. It just wasn't called the rope-a-dope. It was called fighting off the ropes back then. Right? Okay. Number 2. Ida Joffer for the 1960s. Ida Joffer. Ida on the right. Now, Ida Joffer was a Brazilian fighter, an architect after his career. He was both bantamweight and featherweight world champion. And he is considered by many to be the greatest bantamweight boxer of all time. Yeah, including Cash Sports. Yeah, I got Ida number 1, and number 2 would be Carlos Durante. Number 3, Emil Griffith. This Emil and Benny Parrott. That was a fight where Bernie died as a result. That was when Emil, the referee can't even get through because he had called Emil that derogatory name. Emil was gay, and Benny called him a derogatory name in the weigh-in. I think he did it a couple times before they fought 3 times before the last 2 fights. He did it, and Ezzard landed like 20-something, almost 30 unanswered punches on it, and looked like he's not even trying to let the referee get through to stop it. Benny looked like he unconscious already, and he just collapsed and never regained consciousness after that fight. But Emil was number 3. We're going to cover that trilogy too, one of these Mondays. Next week is going to be Riddick Bowe and Holyfield trilogy. This Monday coming up. But Emil Alphonse Griffith, right? He won world titles in 3 weight divisions. He held the world light middleweight title, undisputed, welterweight title, and middleweight title. His best known fight was a 1962 title match with Benny Parrott. I think that was the second one. Now, of course, that was the final fight of the trilogy where Benny passed away after. Yeah. Number 4 is Fighting Harada. I think his name is Masahiki. Fighting Harada. Japanese fighter. He's number 4 for the 60s. This is a hump day edition of Cash Sports, the Box Story. And by the way, on the way downhill for the week, there's a Fighting Harada. That's him facing us. Now, Masahiko Harada, better known as Fighting Harada, Japanese pro boxer. He was a world champion in 2 weight classes, right? And he had the bantamweight title from 1965 until 1968, a 3-year reign for the Fighting Harada. Number 5 is the great Carlos Ortiz. Okay. It's Carlos on the right. Carlos Ortiz was a Mexican. Oh, wait a minute, I got the wrong Carlos Ortiz. I got the Mexican golfer. And the boxer was Puerto Rican, right? Puerto Rican pro boxer. He held world titles at lightweight and junior welterweight divisions. Carlos Ortiz. Number 6 for the 70s is Joe Frazier. It's Joe Frazier and Jimmy Ellis right there. That's who. Jimmy Ellis won the tournament after Ali was stripped. In 67, they had a tournament for his belts. Frazier boycotted the tournament in support of Ali. Jimmy Ellis won the tournament. Then Frazier took the titles from Ellis. That's when Frazier became champion. And then met Ali when Ali came back. Joseph William Frazier, nicknamed Smoking Joe. He was an Olympic gold medalist in 1964, Tokyo, Japan. He competed from 1965 to 1981, 16-year career. And Smoking Joe was known for that powerful left hook and bob and weave style. Frazier held the world heavyweight title from 1970 to 1973. He was born in 1944. He grew up in the rural South Carolina and trained with makeshift equipment due to limited facilities for Black Americans. Smoking Joe Frazier. Number 7. Still in the 1960s. Dick Tiger. There's Tiger on the left. Dick Tiger was born Richard Ahitu, a Nigerian boxer and boxing legend who held both the light heavyweight and middleweight titles. Known for his discipline and character, Tiger competed into his late 30s despite a rough start to his career, including several losses in England. In 1962, he won the World Middleweight Boxing Championship. Tiger emigrated to Liverpool, England to pursue boxing, and later to the United States. Dick Tiger. Number 8, Sonny Liston. Charles Sonny Liston. The Big Bear. Okay? The Big Bear. Hardest puncher of all time. I'd take him over Ernest Shavers. Told you Sonny Liston once was in sparring. The guy had headgear when he was sparring against. He busts through the guy's headgear and knocked out like 8 teeth with a jab. Okay, with a jab. But Sonny Liston jab should have been considered a power punch. Now, a jab is not considered. For Sonny Liston, a jab is considered a power punch. Okay, knocked out like 8 teeth. Split the headgear. You know how hard that is to do? The headgear? Split through it. Charles L. Sonny Liston, right? He was champion from 1962 to 1964, nicknamed the Big Bear. He was a skilled and hard-hitting fighter who knocked out Floyd Patterson in the first round to win the title in 1962. Then he defended the title by knocking Patterson out again in 1963 in the first round, just 4 seconds later than he knocked him out in the first fight. You know, you watch one fight, you've seen the other. They were like carbon copies of each other, right? Yeah. Now, Liston lost the title to Cassius Clay in 1964 after retiring on a stool before the 7th round. Yeah, Al Booker says, good piece of trivia. Okay. All right, number 9. Get ready to wind up the 60s. Number 9 is Nino Benvenuti. It's Nino throwing the punch there. Nino Benvenuti. Nino Benvenuti, right? He was born Giovanni Benvenuti. He was an Italian boxer, and he also was an actor. He held world titles in 2 weight classes. He won Olympic gold in the welterweight division for Italy in the I forgot what Olympics that was. But he did win a gold medal in the Olympics, right? And he was known for his good looks and prowess in the ring. He held the undisputed super welterweight championship from June 1965 to June 1966. Okay. Okay. You know what I'm doing, right? I'm trying to know what year, Benvenuti won the gold medal. We have to know. We have to know. Can't leave that unknown. If I can't find out, I'm gonna make up a year. No, I'm not. Nino Benvenuti won the gold medal. Same Olympics Ali, 1960. I should have knew that. 1960 was when Nino won the gold medal. And rounding out the 60s top 10 is Vicente Saldivar. Vicente Saldivar. There's Vicente. Right there. Vicente Saldivar, Mexico. Vicente Samuel Saldivar. He was a Mexican pro boxer, competed between 1961 and 1973. He was a two-time featherweight champion, right? And he had the Ring Magazine title from 1964 until his retirement in 1973, 9 years. He came back and once again held the WBC and the Ring titles in 1970. Retired and came back, okay? Let's go to the 70s now. The honorable mentions for the 60s are Flash Allarday, Ruben Oliveris, Bob Foster. Okay, let's go to the 70s. Top 10 fighters for the 1970s. Okay. Number 1, the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. There he is against Hagler. Yeah, Roberto Duran. Everybody always bragging about how the heavyweight division was golden age. It was a golden age period. Just when everybody that had a belt in the 70s is in the Hall of Fame from any weight division. All of them, just about. Roberto Duran, he was a Panamanian boxing legend. Competed from 1968 to 2001. 5 decades. Only one of 2 men to compete in 5 decades. Jack Johnson, the Galveston Giant, was the other one. Okay? 68 to 2000s. Roberto won world titles in 4 weight classes: lightweight, welterweight, junior middleweight, and middleweight. Some consider him to be one of the boxing history's greatest infighters. Duran's best years were at lightweight, where he defended the title 12 times. In 1972, he won the WBA lightweight championship by TKO and Ken Buchanan in 13 rounds at Madison Square Garden. The Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Number 2, Carlos Monzon. King Carlos, that is. King Carlos Monzon. Number 2, top fighter in the 70s. See? The first 2. Neither one of them heavyweights. Carlos Monzon, he was nicknamed Escopeta, right? Argentinian boxer. He held the undisputed middleweight championship for 7 years, from 1970 to 1977. Okay, then there was a 3-year stretch. Then from 1980 to 87, Marvin Hagler had it. So from 70 to 87, 14 of those 17 years, either Carlos Monzon or Marvin Hagler was undisputed middleweight champion. They ran middleweight, those two did, for 14 of the next 17 years, right? And Monzon defended his title 14 times against 11 different fighters. He was a controversial figure and a national hero in Argentina. He had a unique physique described as all legs and arms with a mop of black hair. He wore black trunks with Fernet Branca, a popular Argentinian liquor, printed on him. And he didn't lose for the last 13 years of his career. His life ended kind of badly. He was in prison. He murdered his fiance, I believe it was, threw off a second-floor balcony. And he got prison time, but he was home on a furlough from prison. On the way back, he had a fatal car accident. King Carlos. Number 3 in the 70s is Muhammad Ali. We already talked about Ali. So let's go to number 4. for the 70s. The great explosive thin man, Alexis Arguello. The explosive thin man. There's him and Aaron Pryor. Yeah. Alexis lost both of those fights, but he had some great moments in both of them, though. Yes, he did. The explosive thin man, great fighter. He was a champion in 3 different weight classes, and he never lost his belt in the ring. Vacated, moving up to pursue titles at higher weight classes each time. Never lost a title in the ring. Nicaraguan pro boxer. Competed from 1968 to 1995. 27-year career. Later became a politician. The explosive thin man, Alexis Arguello. Number 5 for the 1970s, Wilfredo Gomez. Wilfredo, one of the top 5 Puerto Rican boxers of all time. Only problem is, that's not Wilfredo. Oh, yes, it is. That's Wilfredo on the right. I was thinking about Wilfred Benitez. Yeah, Gomez. That's Wilfredo Gomez. Still one of the top 5 Puerto Rican fighters of all time, though. Both of them. Gomez and Benitez, yeah. Wilfredo Gomez his ring name was Bazooka Gomez, Puerto Rican boxer and 3-weight world champion. Wilfredo Gomez, one of the top 5 Puerto Rican fighters of all time. Number 6, best of the 1970s, is Smoking Joe Frazier. Smoking Joe. I don't even really need to say much about Smoking Joe. Won an Olympic gold medal in 1964. From part of that famous back-to-back. Ali in 60, Smoking Joe in 64, Big George Foreman in 68. Then they all went on to become heavyweight champions. Fought each other too, all 3 of them. Smoking Joe Frazier, right? We talked about Joe for the 60s too, so we don't need to, didn't we? I think. We don't need to cover him again. Yes, we did. Okay, so let's move on to number 7 for the 70s. Jose Napoles. He was a Customato fighter. That's Jose on the right there, standing up. How's everybody this Wednesday afternoon? Tomorrow, we cover another country. It's going to be China this week. Yep. Boxing in China. Jose Napoles was a Cuban-born Mexican boxer and 2-time undisputed welterweight champion. Nicknamed Mantequilla, that means the butt. It means butter. For its smooth and refined boxing style. He's a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame, known for his slick movements, clever use of angles, and devastating power. Had the WBA, WBC, and the ring welterweight titles from 1969 to 1975. Undisputed champion for 6 years. Back then, just WBA, WBC, you were undisputed. Number 8, still in the 70s, Sugar Ray Leonard. Came in late, but he still had a good career in the 70s. Sugar Ray Leonard. Ray Charles Leonard, better known as Sugar Ray Leonard, right? He's also a motivational speaker. Won a gold medal on that famous 1976 team, right? Retired with a record of 36 wins, 25 by knockout, 3 losses, and 1 draw. Many consider him one of the greatest boxers of all time, and he was named Boxer of the Decade for the 1980s. Sugar Ray Leonard. Knockout rate ain't that bad, probably like high 70s. I didn't know. Yeah. Let's see. But 59%. 69%. Okay. You ever say 59? No way. Yeah. Okay. Number 9 is the Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes, for the 1970s. Larry Holmes. We just talked about him in the fight of the day, remember? Now, he's a former pro boxer, International Boxing Hall of Famer. He had the WBC heavyweight title from 1978 to 83, and he had the IBF to up to 85, so he was champion for 7 straight years. Defended his titles 20 times, defeating notable fighters like Muhammad Ali, Jerry Cooney, and Leon Spinks. He lost the championship to Michael Spinks in 1985, controversially, right? And also lost the rematch. But he got up to 48-0, one short of Rocky Marciano's 49-0 record. Eastern Assassin, Larry Holmes. Rounding out the 70s at number 10 is Wilfred Benitez. Yeah, Benitez. It's Benitez and Sugar Ray. Benitez on the left. Top 5 Puerto Rican boxer all time. He's an American-born Puerto Rican boxer. He is boxing's youngest ever world champion, winning his first title at age 17, still in high school. Some of his high school classmates were at the fight, okay? Known for his aggression and skill. He won 3 world titles across different weight divisions. And he successfully defended his titles against Roberto Duran, Carlos Santos, Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, he didn't successfully defend it against Leonard, but he faced 3 of the 4 kings. He beat Duran, lost to Hearns and Leonard. Okay, let's go to the 80s now. Honorable mentions for the 70s. Carlos Durante, Miguel Cantu, Bob Foster, Antonio Cervantes, Big George Foreman, Ruben Olivares. Let's go to the 80s. Start the 80s with Sugar Ray Leonard. We already talked about Sugar Ray, so let's go to number 2. He's number 1 in the 80s. Number 2 is Marvin Hagler. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, that is. That ain't marvelous. There's Marvelous. And Duran. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, right? He reigned as an undisputed middleweight champion from 1980 to 1987. He fought out of Brockton, Massachusetts, defended his title 11 times, with all by knockout except 1. Roberto Duran was the only one in 7 years to go the distance with him. His reign lasted 6 years and 7 months, rounded off for 7 years, the second longest of the 20th century. Hagler was named Fighter of the Year in 1983 and 1985 by the Boxing Writers Association of America, and Fighter of the 1980s by Boxing Illustrated. Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Number 3 is Roberto Duran. We talked about him in the 70s. So let's go to number 4. Yeah, we're going to get it in today. Number 4 for the 80s. The Hawk, Aaron Pryor. There's the Hawk pointing over there, get ready to go over there and jump on somebody. Salute Miss Cass in the building. Aaron Pryor, nicknamed the Hawk, was a 2-time junior welterweight boxing champion, competed from 1976 to 1990. Pryor was known for his alertness in the ring and was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1996. His career was impacted by cocaine addiction. He died at age 60 from heart disease, surrounded by his family. The Hawk, Aaron Pryor. Number 5, Salvador Chava Sanchez. Salvador Sanchez. Then Chava and Wilfredo Gomez. Right there. Sanchez on the right. He was a Mexican boxer and WBC featherweight champion from 1980 to 1982, known as Chava. He was a tall, thin fighter with a powerful punch. His record was 37 wins, just 1 loss, and 1 draw, and he suffered that loss when he was 18, right? Still learning the game. Had 29 knockouts. In 1981, he shared Fighter of the Year honors with Sugar Ray Leonard. Sanchez achieved celebrity status in Mexico and among boxing fans after defeating Wilfredo Gomez of Puerto Rico. His last fight was against Azuma Nelson, an unknown Ghanaian boxer at the time. But Azuma eventually became a champion. And Salvador died in 1982 at age 23 in a car accident, but still in the International Boxing Hall of Fame, thought of as one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time, one of the greatest featherweight of all time. None of that would be arguable if he would have went through his prime and had a complete career up into his 30s. You couldn't even argue about who the greatest Mexican fighter or the greatest featherweight of all time is. It would be Salvador Sanchez, and still is arguably. And the man didn't fight past age 23. Okay. Number 6 of the 80s, Julio Cesar Chavez. JCC. I think that's him and Oscar, right? That's JCC on the right. Julio Cesar Chavez. Mexican fighter, competed from 1980 to 2005, 25-year career. A multiple-time world champion in 3 weight divisions. He was listed by the Ring magazine as the world's best boxer pound for pound from 1990 to 1993. JCC, Julio Cesar Chavez. Okay. Number 7, we're in the 80s now. Top 10 fighters of the 1980s. Mike Tyson. Iron Mike. Michael Gerard Tyson, nicknamed Iron Mike, Kid Dynamite, and the baddest man on the planet, right? Considered one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. He had the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles simultaneously. First time any heavyweight ever had all 3 of those titles. First 3-belt undisputed heavyweight, Mike Tyson was. He won his first pro fight by knockout. First 19 pro fights by knockout, 12 in the first round. And he's still the youngest ever heavyweight champion, Iron Mike Tyson. Number 8, Michael Spinks. He of the Spinks Jinx. Michael Spinks competed from 1977 to 1988. He won the middleweight division gold medal at the 1976 Summer Olympics in Montreal, Canada, part of their great team, defeating the Soviet Union's Rufat Rizkayev. As a pro, Spinks held the light heavyweight title from 1981 to 85 and the heavyweight title from 1985 to 88. In 85, he became the first reigning light heavyweight champion to win the heavyweight title, defeating Larry Holmes. And at the time, arguably the best division ever of light heavyweights in the 1980s, Michael Spinks was the ruler of it. Ki-Young Carr in the building. Greetings, Ki-Young Carr. Good to see you today, my friend. We're talking about the top 10 fighters in every decade. We did 1900 to 1950s yesterday. We're going from 1960s up to the present today, currently in the 1980s. Let's salute Ki-Young Carr. And number 9, for the 1980s is the Hitman, Thomas Hearns. The Hitman, Thomas Hearns. Nicknamed the Hitman or the Motor City Cobra, right? Competed from 1977 to 2006, 29-year career. In 1988, he became the first boxer to win titles in 5 different weight classes, earning him the title of quintuple champion. He was the first one to do that. First one to win in 4 and the first one to win in 5. Hearns fought well-known boxers like Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, and Marvin Hagler. Went into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2012. One of the greatest resumes of all time, too, Tommy Hearns. And number 10 for the 80s, Larry Holmes. We did Holmes for the 70s, so let's go into the 90s. So honorable mentions for the 80s. Evander Holyfield, Azuma Nelson, Kosai Galaxy, the Body Snatcher, Mike McCallum, Eusebio Pedraza. Let's go into the 90s now. Okay, top 10 fighters of all time for the 19th decade of the 1990s. We're coming all the way up to 2025 today. This little half a decade we're in now. We're only halfway through it, but we're going to look at the top 10 for this first half of 2025. Before the 90s, number 1, Pernell Whitaker. Look at how you can bend that body back, man. I couldn't bend that far back when I was in my 20s. And somebody would have to come straighten me back up if I try to do that now. I'd probably break my neck. But let's talk about Sweet Pea. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. He was also a trainer during his career. He competed from 1984 to 2001. Born and raised in Norfolk, Virginia. He began boxing as an amateur at age 9. He won a silver medal in the 1982 World Championships and gold medals at the 1983 Pan American Games and 1984 Olympics, right? And also held multiple World Championships as a pro. Sweet Pea. Enough said. Number 2 is Roy Jones Jr. Roy Jones Jr. There's Roy. Yeah, we're making it on through today. Roy Levester Jones Jr., right? He was a boxer, actor, rapper, and entrepreneur. Very versatile guy. Held multiple world championships across 4 weight classes during his career. He was known for his speed, power, and athleticism, right? Roy Jones. Some consider him to have been the world's greatest pound-for-pound fighter during his prime. He was so fast that he really had to throw a jab, right? That's how talented this man was. Number 3, 90. The Real Deal, Evander Holyfield. The Real Deal is number 3 for the 90s. Now, the Real Deal was born in Alabama, raised in Georgia. He excelled in football before turning to boxing. His amateur career included winning the 1983 National Golden Gloves and a controversial bronze medal in the 1984 Olympics. Yeah, he got cheated. Holyfield competed professionally from 1984 to 2011, 27-year career, capturing world titles in both the cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions. Only man to win the heavyweight title 4 different times. The Real Deal, Evander Holyfield. Number 4, Tito, Felix Trinidad, for the 1990s. Tito, number 4. Retired Puerto Rican fighter, competed from 1990 to 2008. He held multiple world titles in 3 different weight classes. Considered one of Puerto Rico's greatest boxers, top 5. Tito, for sure. Right behind him at number 5 for the 90s, is the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya. That's Oscar on the left. Oscar. Now, Oscar was a boxer, and now he's a promoter under the same name, Golden Boy Promotions. Now, during his boxing career from 1992 to 2008, he won 11 world titles across 6 weight classes, including 3 lineal championships. He's the first boxer to win titles in 6 weight classes, okay? And he defeated big names like Felix Trinidad, Bernard Hopkins, Sugar Shane Mosley. Turned pro in 1992 after a gold medal at the Barcelona Summer Olympics. Oscar. Okay. Number 6 for the 90s. Benito. Ricardo Lopez. Benito. Bad man there. That's Benito on the right, going to punch there. Define Arnie 1. What's up, Define Arnie 1? We're looking at the top 10 fighters from every weight class. Every decade, Define Arnie 1. We started yesterday in the 1900s to the 1950s. Today, we went from the 1960s all the way up to the current, 2025. Top 10 fighters in every weight class. Let's salute Define Arnie 1 in the building. All right. Now for the number 6, Ricardo Lopez. Okay. Stay with me. I got the wrong Ricardo Lopez. We want Finito. And he ain't from no Uruguay. Mexican fighter. Try this again. That's him up there. I can talk about him because Finito was 51-0. Okay, 1 draw, never lost in the amateurs or at the professional level. Okay, was champion almost for an entire decade. Mexican fighter, 2-weight world champion, 105, 108. Okay, and he was champion at 105 from 1990 to 98. Okay, he could have been for an entire decade, but he elected to vacate and move up to the next division. Okay, number 7 for the 1990s is B-Hop, Bernard Hopkins. Now, B-Hop competed from 1988 to 2016, okay? That's almost 30 years, 28 years. He's the oldest world champion in boxing history, okay? Considered one of the most successful boxers of the last 30 years. In 2001, the Boxing Writers Association of America and Ring Magazine named him Fighter of the Year, 2001, B-Hop. Number 8, JCC again. We talked about him for the 80s. So let's go to number 9, but there he is again, JCC. Number 9 for the 80s is Lights Out. Lights Out. James Toney. Okay. Talk about Lights Out. James Nathaniel Toney, also known as Lights Out, right? He competed from 1988 to 2017, 29 years. He won championships at middleweight, super middleweight, and cruiserweight, and a minor heavyweight title. Toney is known for his granite chin and never losing by knockout in his career, 29 years. He was ranked number 2 in the pound-for-pound rankings and defeated Hall of Famers Evander Holyfield and the body snatcher, Mike McCallum. Rounding out the 90s at number 10 is Lennox Lewis. Lennox Lewis. You only got 3 more to go. Plenty of time to do it. All right. The Lennox the Lion Lewis, he's a British Canadian boxer. He worked for his Canadian career out of Canada. Then after that, he went to Great Britain, where he was originally from, for his pro career, right? He was a commentator. Born in West Ham, London in 1965. Competed as a heavyweight from 1989 to 2003. Winning the World Championship 3 times. He's known for his tactical fighting style, strong jab, and ability to adapt to opponents. He represented Canada in the 1988 Seoul Olympics, winning a gold medal in the super heavyweight division. He was ducked by Riddick Bowe. My bad, I added that. Honorable mentions for the 90s, Terrible Terry Norris, Sugar Shane Mosley, Floyd Mayweather, Riddick Bowe, Mark Too Sharp Johnson, Michael Carbajal, Humberto Gonzalez. Let's go to the 2000s. Number 1 got to be Manny Pacquiao. He was named Fighter of the Decade by the Ring magazine. That's the big one. We got all kinds of sites and organizations naming Fighter of the Decade, Fighter of the Year, Fighter of the Year. But Ring magazine been doing this since the 2020s. That is the big prestigious one there. They started Fighter of the Year in 1921 and Fighter of the Year in 1926. I don't know why they had the 5-year difference in between, but yeah. So they are the big one. When you win Ring Magazine's award, then you've done something. Okay? And I done lost my place. Lennox Lewis. I see Lights Out. Let's start at Lights Out. I can find my place. Lights Out. Lennox Lewis. Okay, number 1 for the 2000s is Manny Pacquiao. Oh boy, that's the 90s. 90 to 99, 2000 to 2009. Here we go. Manny Pacquiao. Number 1. Okay. Manny Pacquiao. The Pac-Man. The Pac-Man. Manny Pacquiao. Still active, by the way. Now, Emmanuel Dapper-Drawn Pacquiao Sr. His son was an amateur. I used to keep track of him. I don't know. I'm going to have to check on him. He was a Filipino boxer, businessman, and politician. Nicknamed the Pac-Man, he is widely regarded as one of the greatest pro boxers of all time. He also served as a senator of the Philippines from 2016 to 2022, and he ran for president. Came up short, but he ran for it. Number 2, for 2000 to 2009, is Floyd Money Mayweather. Money. That's him and Pacquiao right there. Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Joey Mayweather Jr. On February 24th, 1977 in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Current boxing promoter. Floyd competed from 1996 to 2017, 21-year career, retiring undefeated, 50 wins, 0 losses. He won 15 major world titles across 5 weight classes and the Lineal Championship in 4 of them. Floyd was known for his speed, stamina, and defense. Money. Number 3 is Joe Calzaghe, Mr. 46-0. Joe Calzaghe. Another, we got back-to-back undefeated retirees from the sport. Floyd and Joe Calzaghe. Now, Calzaghe was 46-0, 32 knockouts. He had the WBO super middleweight title for over 10 years. making him the longest reigning champion in the weight class's history. He also won the WBC and WBA titles in the Ring magazine light heavyweight title after defeating Bernard Hopkins and Roy Jones to end his career. Mikhail Kessler, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones to end his career. The great Joe Kawasaki. Then we got B-Hop again. We talked about him for the 90s, so let's go on past B-Hop. There he is. Number 4. Number 5 is the legendary Juan Manuel Marquez. Here he is, him and Manuel Pacquiao. Juan Manuel Marquez was a 4-division world champion with titles in featherweight, junior lightweight, lightweight, and junior welterweight divisions. His career spanned over 20 years with 64 fights and a winning percentage of 87.5%. The great Juan Manuel Marquez. Okay. Number 6, Sugar Shane Mosley. Sugar Shane Mosley. Shane Mosley. There he is. Yeah, okay, wait a minute. Bear with me for a minute. Couldn't get Sugar Shane to come up. But there he is. American former pro boxer, Sugar Shane Mosley. That's him. Shane Andre Mosley, nicknamed Sugar Shane, right? He competed from 1993 to 2016, 23 years. Known for his aggressive style and reflexes, okay? Held multiple championships in multiple weight classes. Sugar Shane. Number 7, Roy again. We talked about him for the 90s. Number 8, Marco Antonio Barrera. Yeah, we almost finished this. Much faster than yesterday. Marco Antonio Barrera, former pro boxer from Mexico. Now, he competed from 1989 to 2011, 22 years. Held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, from super bantamweight to super featherweight. In 2001, he defeated Nassim Hamed to win the lineal featherweight title, and that went a long ways to ending Hamed's career. He only had one more fight after that, Hamed did. Number 9, Eric Morales. That's him and Barrera. That's him. Well, that was him and Barrera on Barrera's picture. And there's Morales and Barrera on Morales' picture. Morales landing the punch this time. Eric Morales. Yeah, they do a podcast and a few other things together now, but they didn't like each other during their careers. Eric Isaac Morales, former Mexican boxer and politician, competed from 1993 to 2012. He's the first Mexican-born boxer in history to win world championships in 4 weight classes, from super bantamweight to junior welterweight. And number 10, 2000 to 2009 is the Winkster. Ronald Wright. Top 10 fighters in every weight class. We came all the way from 1900. Started yesterday, 2-part thing. Don't forget, tomorrow is going to be boxing in China. It's Thursday. We're going to take a look at that boxing around the World Series. China tomorrow. I'm with Big Zilly Zhang. Okay, and some other great boxers too. Ain't just Zilly. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. But Winky Wright. Ronald Lamont Winky Wright, right? Competed from 1990 to 2012, right? 2-time junior middleweight world champion. He was the last boxer to hold an undisputed title at junior middleweight until Jermell Charlo in 2022. Winky also fought for a unified middleweight title later in his career. And Winky had that southpaw style, and he could cover the head and body in that high guard at the same time. You know how you go in the high guard and try to bring the arms down to cover the body so you can get to the head. Couldn't do that with Winky. Winky had the head and body both covered at the same time from that high guard. Let's go from 2010 to 2019. Some honorable mentions from 2000 to 2009 is Poncelet, Wong Jong Kam, Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar was in the 90s, Kostya Tszyu, Vitaly Klitschko, Vladimir Klitschko. 2010 to 2019 now. Two more, well, this decade we only got 5 years, so we're gonna get it in. Okay, number one from 10 to 19 is Floyd. Talked about Floyd, let's move on. Number two is Manny. We did Manny in the 2000s, so let's go to number three, which is SOG, Andre Ward. Is SOG facing us? Top 10 boxers from every decade. We came all the way from 1900. Winding down now. A couple more decades to go. One more. Half a decade after this, because we're only halfway through this one. We're going to look at the top 10 for this half a decade. But right now, 2010 and 2019. Number three, SOG, Andre Ward. Andre Michael Ward, right? 2004 Olympic gold medalist. Competed from 2004 to 2017. Retired undefeated. What was he, 32-0, right? Andre. Number four, Gennady Golovkin. This is 2010 to 2019, top 10 boxers for that decade. Gennady Golovkin comes in at number four. Triple G. Okay. Bad man. Triple G there is on the right there. Let's talk about Triple G real quick. Just briefly, I'm not going to bore y'all, I promise. Gennady Triple G Golovkin, Kazakhstani pro boxer, former unified middleweight champion. He had the WBA, WBC, and IBF titles at different times. And his reign as unified champion lasted from 2015 to 2018. He's known for his accurate and powerful punches, balance, and movement in the ring. In September 2022, he challenged for the undisputed super middleweight title. Fought out of Los Angeles, California. I think didn't he have 20 title defenses or something with Triple G? And number five, Warren Noel again. We did him for the 2000s too. Like some fighters can be in 2 decades. 6, Canelo Alvarez. Okay. Canelo Alvarez. That Canelo bear with me for a second. I don't know why I can't get Canelo. There's Canelo right there. Mexican pro boxer. Held multiple world championships in 4 weight classes. Currently the undisputed super middleweight champion. So Canelo Alvarez got a big mega fight coming up with the next person on this list in September. Terrence Bud Crawford. Okay, this is 2010 to 2019 top 10 fighters. Okay, Terrence Crawford. Terrence Allen Crawford, also known as Bud, from Omaha, Nebraska, one of 5 people to be 4-belt undisputed in 2 weight classes, along with the GOAT, Clarissa Shields, Katie Taylor, the Monster, Naoya Inoue, and Alexander Usyk. Only one of 5, and Bud, only one of 5 to be 4-belt undisputed in 2 weight classes. Southpaw, current WBA junior middleweight champion, right? And he got that big, mega, humongous fight coming up next month with Canelo, okay? And then number 8, from 2010 to 2019, Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko. Stick around. We're going to get some link time too today. And we're going to get the show in. Vasily Lomachenko. Vasily Lomachenko. Oh, there it is. Okay. Couldn't get it to come up. Now, he's a decorated Ukrainian boxer who competed from 2013 to 2024, right? Announced his retirement at age 37, just June 2025, right? Known as High Tech or the Matrix. He had titles in featherweight, super featherweight, and lightweight division. Retired with the, was it IBF? Lightweight title, 135. He was 396-1 in his amateur career. The Matrix. Vasily Lomachenko. Okay, coming in at number 9 from 2010 to 2019. He'll be much higher from 20 to 2025. The Monster, Naoya Inoue. Naoya Inoue. I don't know what's going on there. The closer we get to the end, the harder it's getting. I tell you, these modern nowadays boxers, man. How you spell Inoue? Inoue? Yeah. Yeah, then we got to do this little half a decade and then we're done. We're going to get some link time. Okay, there we go. The Monster. He was born April 10th, 1993. Japanese boxer, nicknamed The Monster for his punching power. He's a multiple world champion across 4 weight classes, including undisputed titles at bantamweight and junior featherweight. He's one of the 5 and 4-belt 2 weight class undisputed, right? He also won the 2018-2019 bantamweight World Boxing Super Series tournament, right? And he's currently number 3 on the pound for pound list. Naoya Inoue. And rounding out the top 10 from 2010 to 2019 is Earl Spence Jr. Earl Spence Jr. Okay? And we're going to do this little half a decade and that's it. Earl Spence Jr., a southpaw from DeSoto, Texas. Former 3-belt unified welterweight champion. Did the IBF, WBC, and WBA titles. Now, Earl nicknamed The Truth, started training at age 15 and competed in the 2012 London Olympics, made it to the quarterfinals. Didn't medal, but he made it to the quarterfinals. Made his pro debut in 2012. He had 147 amateur fights, won 135 of them. Okay, let's do this last decade. Okay? Number 1 is Terrence Crawford. We talked about Bud already for the last decade, so let's go to number 2, which is Alexander Usyk. Okay? Usyk is number 2 from top 10 fighters from 2020 to 2025 now. Alexander Usyk. Alexander Usyk is the reigning undisputed heavyweight boxing champion of the world. WBA, IBF, WBO, WBC, right? IBO titles. 38-year-old southpaw from Ukraine regained the undisputed heavyweight title in July 2025, last month, right? And He won a gold medal at the 2012 London Olympics. Number 3 is the monster, who was also in the last decade. So let's go to number 4 is Bam Rodriguez. No. Something ain't right. No, number 4 is Dimitri Bivol. Dimitri Bivol. Okay? Yeah. Dimitri Bivol. Okay, we're going to be finished in a minute. Dimitri Bivol. Damn it. There we go. Russian boxer. Lives in California currently, right? He is he was 4-belt reigning, he was 4-belt undisputed when he beat Artur Beterbiev, lost the first fight, won the second fight in 2025 February. Dimitri Bivol. I don't know if we're gonna get that third fight. Third fight. Number 5 is Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Jesse Rodriguez is number 5 for 2020 to 2025. He fights at 115 currently, okay? World champion there. January 2024, BoxingNews.com named him the world's best active flyweight champion, Bam Rodriguez. Number 6 is Artur Beterbiev. Artur Beterbiev, number 6, best fighter for the current decade we're in now. Okay, Canadian-Russian boxer, Artur is. Former 4-belt undisputed light heavyweight champion. First one ever. He was the first one ever to hold all 4 belts at light heavyweight, right? From 2024 to 2025, right? He won his first 20 pro fights by knockout. His amateur career demonstrated his potential and versatility, including reaching the quarterfinals in the heavyweight division at the 2012 Olympics. Didn't matter, but he got to the quarterfinals, okay? Number 7 is the Mexican monster, David Benavidez. Currently, light heavyweight champion, Benavidez, is the WBC since April 2025. Got a fight coming up with Anthony Yard later this year, 28 years old, currently undefeated. High knockout ratio, David Benavidez. Okay, number 8 is Slick Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson. This is Shakur. Currently fights at 135. Currently a champion in the division. WBC lightweight champion. Before turning pro, he represented the United States in the 2016 Summer Olympics, winning a silver medal. Slick Shakur Stevenson. Number 9 is Gervonta Davis. Currently the WBA champion at 135. Those two need to get in there with each other. Hank and Shakur. He's had titles in multiple weight classes, including super featherweight and super lightweight. Known for his 2023 knockout win over Ryan Garcia. He was an exceptional amateur fighter, winning silver gloves competitions. And rounding out the top 10 for the current decade is Junto Nakatani. Junto Nakatani. Okay? Japanese pro boxer. Has held world titles in 3 weight classes. Waiting on him and Monster to mix it up. Hopefully we get that next year. But he's currently champion at 118 bantamweight. Junto Nakatani. Okay. B3 Picks in the building. What's up, B3? Yeah, we're gonna be Thomas Hill in the building. BN Boxing News. What's up, BN Boxing News? Come in the building spreading gifts. Appreciate you, BN Boxing News. Okay, 1000%. Let's get some link time. Everybody is welcome to hit the link. Encouraged to hit it. Give me a minute. Appreciate you being by. In here too, and we talked about the top 10 boxers from every decade all the way from 1900. We did it in 2 days. Yesterday was 1900 to 1950. Today was 1960 to the present. We started a little earlier today, so yeah, we got it in. Let's get some link time in now. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, I gotta let's see. Well, how's everybody? It's what is today? Wednesday? Hump day. Hump day. Yeah, we what is this weekend? The 21st, 22nd or something? I remember something about this weekend, but I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was some kind of big name was happening. Y'all know my memory. I'm old, man. I got to help the old man out. You know? Y'all young with them good, fresh minds and stuff. My mind's 65 years old, man. I can't remember nothing. Help me out. Help a brother out. Okay. But yeah, tomorrow we're going to talk about boxing in China. Okay? Home of Zhilei Zhang. Is Zhilei Zhang finished? I heard nothing from Zhilei for a minute. Maybe he should fight. Only way he probably can beat is Wilder. Because Wilder gonna turn his back like he getting ready to get out the ring or something. Then get clocked like he did last time. What was he doing? Anybody ever figured it out? He turned to the corner like he was gonna say something to somebody in the audience or something. Then he turned back around and Zhang racked him up. What's up, B3 Picks?
What's going on, Cass? How my audio coming through?
Oh, you perfect, loud and clear. Loud
Yeah,
and
I was
clear.
like, I put Scott Nicholson. I don't know if that's who you was thinking of for this week.
Is she fighting this? Yeah, I think it is. I knew it was some name.
Yeah,
Is it her? Okay.
She's possibly the biggest name.
She just fought. Wow. Didn't she? On one of those
Yeah,
cards?
yeah, she did. You know, Eddie's keeping her active, so yeah, she did just fight. She's fighting on the Jake Wilder Yusuf Dib card in Australia.
Yeah, I knew it was something big was happening this weekend. Yeah. She's what, the co-main or something?
I believe she's the co-main. I'm pushing for her versus Shanika Johnson.
Yeah.
I think that's the best fight for Australia boxing right now. What you think about Sugar Neeks? You know, Sugar Neeks the one that just beat Chicken, Slim Goody.
That'll be a good one. What was the girl's name that beat Sky, took her title?
Tierra Brown.
How come they didn't get that rematch right there? She took her title, you know?
Well, they ain't had no rematch clause, so, you know. Yeah. I guess Eddie said we're going to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah.
Respect her. Not bigger and better than Tierra. I mean, getting it back in blood, that's what the fans say they wanted. So
right.
I think, you know, that would have been the right thing to do. But if you can't beat a girl, just move on.
Move on. You know, Eddie knows. Eddie is not good boxing person. So yeah.
100%. And he definitely, I mean, she's definitely like Ramla Ali. You know, you can bring fighters back. You
That's
know,
right.
so. But I'm looking forward to what MVP got going on. They just signed a lot of great women fighters.
I know. They doing good by the women MVP is. I like what Jake doing. Yeah, yeah. And he was getting them 10, 12 rounds and 3 minutes and everything one time. He had a prospect fight on one of those cards for 4 rounds, but it was 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, the Tam Tebow,
Yeah,
I believe she's fighting at heavyweight or 168
yeah.
from
That
Canada. Tam Tebow, she looks good.
did you ever know what was the reason, B3? Is it safety? If the women get 10 rounds, 2 minutes? Is that what it is?
Yeah, 10
I can't understand that.
rounds, 2 minutes
Is that for
for
safety reasons?
championship fights. Yeah, they
Oh,
said Mauricio
I know.
said the study they did and safer. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I just don't understand that you can get just as hurt in 10 rounds, 2 minutes as you can in 12 rounds, 3 minutes. You know?
yeah, when you outmatched.
That's
But as
right.
we can see with a lot of the women's fights, a lot of them are evenly matched.
Good matchmaking. Yeah. They do
Yeah,
have better matchmaking than the men. Way better. Hmm. That's a good point there.
yeah.
Yeah.
We rarely get to see knockouts in women's boxing,
Mm-mm.
but we always see a lot of competitive fights. So that goes to
Yeah.
show you that.
Very
Uh,
true.
I mean, maybe they've gotten past that stage where they need development fights because think
Hmm.
about it, a lot of the women fights we see, like a Jasmine Ortega or like a Leanna Cruz,
Yeah.
um, those are championship fights.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying? They're fighting for titles and things of that nature in their divisions. So it goes to show you that, you know, the women, the unfortunately the women's side, they don't get the luxury of developmental. You know,
No.
build
They
up
don't get
fights.
it.
Let's watch you knock out a few cans before you know you get to a title shot.
Yeah, they don't get that. Mm-mm. No. But you know what, B3? Maybe if they had 12 rounds, 3 minutes, it might be more knockouts in women boxing too. You know?
I believe so, but it's more
Yeah.
so it looks like it'll just be a fatigue thing, um,
Yeah.
because
It
we
still
can see the
wouldn't.
power. The power's not there.
It wouldn't be that much more though. You're right. It still would be basically the same. Yeah.
So one thing's for certain, it would have been one more because
What's
Katie
that?
Taylor would have got knocked out.
In one, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
Definitely
Katie
the first.
Taylor was on her way out in that one round
I
where
think it
she
was
had
the
her
fifth. Wasn't it
yeah,
the fifth round, I
the
believe.
fifth round.
Yeah.
She wobbled her whole foundation, and that bell rang, saved her.
Saved her.
It would
Yeah.
have been over for her.
Tio said it would have been one more. I agree with that. Yeah. Yep. What else is happening this weekend? It's got to be something else going on other than that card. But that's the name I was thinking about. Sky. Yeah.
You got Ortiz fighting this week. Lucas Body fighting this week.
Which one?
Um,
Which one?
hold on. That's on the. I believe that's on the MVP card as well too. I think MVP got two cards going this week.
The Ortiz. The one at 140?
Yeah, he moved up
Oh,
to.
did he?
Yeah, I think he moved up to 40. Ortiz is the one that fought Loma, where I
Right.
thought he won the
That's what I'm
fight.
thinking about. Jermaine. And his name
Yeah,
Jermaine.
Jermaine
Okay.
Ortiz.
Yeah.
Thought
Okay.
he won
Yeah.
the fight, but he didn't get
I
credit
like
for
him.
the fight,
That was a good fight.
for the win.
Loma's sparring partner or something like that, right?
Yeah. Definitely a sparring part.
That was he did a good job. Loma didn't like
Did a really good job.
Yeah.
I thought of the people who actually did fight him,
Mm-hmm.
I thought he did the better of them all.
Didn't he
Even though
fight
he was,
Teofimo too? Yeah, he fought Teofimo.
yeah, he fought Teofimo too. I thought he beat Teofimo.
Yeah, it was a good fight. he controlled the pace and everything. I thought.
I would say that in the Teofimo fight, he left some meat on the bone. He had him in predictions and predicaments and situations where he could have taken a great advantage over him. And I don't think he threw as many punches as he could have and should have. And I think they took advantage of that in the scoring and they allowed it to go towards Tio. But Tio lost that.
I thought he made Tio fight his fight though.
Yeah, and that's ring generalship.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
That counts.
His defense was superior. His ring generalship was superior. His punches were more effective.
Yeah.
Tio wasn't even landing many punches.
Nope.
But you know, you gotta follow the money. Because honestly, my man Maxie Hughes, he got robbed versus Scambosis.
That was a big.
But, you know, they gave him that fight, and I don't see you giving him more than 2 rounds in that fight. But that's just me. I know there's other folks who believe Cambosis actually won the fight.
All I saw was 2 rounds too, and I watched it again, trying to find rounds to give Cambosis.
Like I said, man, you can probably give him 3 rounds, but that's about it.
That's it.
For the most part, he wasn't connecting. He was shooting wild shots, and he was all out of place, out of sorts, and he was getting tagged all goddamn all fight long. But you know, it is what it is, man. It's boxing, and
follow the money.
You gotta follow the money. That's all I will say.
That one, B3?
Oh yeah, he said Scambosis won.
Oh, B3 said Scambosis won. Oh man,
I had to make sure my audio was in order. I heard some Cambosis slander.
And Maxie
I had to
Hughes.
make sure I was able to get back in here.
We talking about him and Maxie Hughes, remember?
Nah, that was the draw or possibly it was the Maxie. Yeah, that was
the Loma though, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it had to do with not getting knocked out, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, like you saying, Cambosis, he got that flash win, flash in the pan, you know, over Teofimo, which is still a big deal. You know,
that's true.
Somebody who earlier called him the split decision king, I believe, was Crush the Legend, and respectfully, a split decision over Mickey Bay or Teofimo Lopez and a Josh Shelby. Also a Maxie Hughes, respectfully, and you know that's not too shabby.
No.
A lot of fighters can't say they got wins over those guys. So, I mean, that's just another way of looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
you know, I mean,
24 rounds with Devin, you know,
becoming the shade.
Because
I'm about to say right now, I agree with B3. His resume, I don't have a problem with. I do want to note the fact that they were split decisions, and I thought that he lost both that Selby, and I for sure thought he lost the fight with what's his name? Yeah, Mickey Bay. I thought
Mickey
he
Bay
lost.
Probably lost. Yeah, he pretty much lost. That's what a split decision is, though. T.Hill is it win either way.
Yeah,
I think he was at home and the knockdown, you know, weighed more prominently than it should have. But
100%,
I'll say this about Cambosis.
And he was undefeated.
Yeah, and the money was behind him. I mean, on top of that, bro, he's a fierce competitor in the ring.
Right.
I will never knock his ability to fight. It's just his acumen in the ring and his ability to I mean, like he said, it was a flash in the pan fight, you know, but it was a fight that he actually put stuff together to actually yield the result that he got. It was still a close fight. Tio definitely, even with the knockdowns, could have won the fight if he would have had his head screwed on straight. But I can't fault Cambosis for that. Cambosis came to fight, and every time he gets in the ring, he came to fight. Hell, he came to fight against Devin. He just was vastly overmatched.
Yeah.
And so you know, I'm never in every fight. Except, that cat that he fought that one time in Australia, he's fighting too. Wiley's fighting this week, I believe.
Jake Wiley,
Yeah, so Shout out to that guy because I thought he won that fight too.
What is Abdullah's fight coming up? What is that fight? I thought that was Abdullah. And
That's November 22nd.
wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's right around the corner. And I think the fight that he took where he suffered the 2 knockdowns, that was the fight he needed. That fight right there can get him right.
I think so.
And I believe that the advisement that he got from that fight by Shakur was much needed. You don't got to go in there trying to dispose of people, and you definitely don't want to try to go up in there while they looking to be world beaters. In the first couple of rounds, they threat. They're a serious threat.
What's up, dude?
Hey, we got BN in the news. We got BN in the all hell boxing royalty.
Yeah. What's up, BN Boxing News? Haven't seen you in a minute, bro.
And what's going on, man? Little Birdie told me that y'all said something about MVPs. Little Birdie told me that Clarissa Shields trying to get on over there, get some of that big money, bro.
She should.
Yeah, get on that undercard. Layla versus Clarissa.
That's a good move for her,
come on,
man. Yeah.
She'll kill Layla, bro. Don't do that to Layla, bro. Please.
Hey,
I know.
Your mouth right checks that your ass got to cash.
Yeah, we was talking about that the last time. Layla should going off into the sunset somewhere, man.
She already in the sunlight. She done brought herself back to life.
I would have loved to see that fight, Prime versus Prime. I think it would not go the way many people think.
Yeah, Prime versus Prime.
And let me ask y'all this: without Layla, who would be Carissa's opponent for Jake Paul, Tank Davis on the card?
You funny, bro. But if that was to ever happen, they got to bring Hannah Gabriels back, Savannah Marshall, or Shadeja Green.
How about
Franchon Cruz. Those are only 4 people I see giving her even remotely a fight. The people that she's fighting against right now, man, they just not on her skill level.
It would probably be Savannah Marshall.
Now, y'all, I'm gonna say this, man, respectfully. The fact that Tank Davis is getting exhibition in similar fashion, I think Clarissa should fight that big white girl that was at her workout that we all saw with. I forgot the lady's name, but let her fight somebody like that. I don't see why. She should have to. I mean, respectfully, just put her on the card. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we making everybody's getting a fight. I don't see. I mean, I don't know. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, just put her on the card.
Can I say this here, bro? This don't look good for Tank, though. This does look like Tank is scared. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a Tank supporter, but that make it look like Tank don't want no roots problems. I'm gonna be straight up. Being a Tank supporter, this don't look good, bro. It don't. Straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they guarantee money. They can't guarantee him the money.
So who is he fighting?
He gonna fight Jake Paul November 15th, Netflix.
Yeah, you serious?
Yes, sir. Exhibition style. They calling it 190 pounds.
This man, what is Jake Paul, like a cruiserweight?
They made that announcement?
Yeah, they made that announcement on Ring Magazine, and Jake Paul made it.
It's like part of the circus, man. Dang.
Oh, that's wild.
That guaranteed money, and it's gonna be on Netflix. When you got that guaranteed bag, I mean, that's just what it comes down to. The hardcore fans couldn't ensure the pay-per-view buys for the hardcore fight Tank versus Lamont rematch. They couldn't ensure the buys.
I'm a big Tank, but I'm kind of like agreeing with being boxing dudes, man.
Yeah, that's weak.
Lamont Roach get after what happened last time, man.
That's weak.
Jake Paul, come on, man. That don't look good. That don't look good at all. Nope. So it don't.
I've been calling it for the last few weeks because Tank was tweeting out that he didn't want to be the top dog no more. He was like, y'all can have the top spot. you know, just saying little things like that was just kind of letting me know that he was over it.
Well, retire.
They give you the sticker.
He gonna milk it though. He gonna milk it.
I
You
told
know,
her I
Floyd
need
didn't retire. You know, he
Now you
fought
gonna
Conor.
prosecute
to
the
turn
sport.
in where I said I need the
But
paperwork. They want
but B3, when Floyd started doing that, he wasn't active no more. He was calling them exhibitions. Tank still got a foot in the door doing this kind of nonsense,
With
man.
the but all the Tank fans want him to keep the WBA. We said just go ahead and vacate the title. That
Yeah.
makes sense. Vacate the title, and then do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, if you're gonna fight Jake Paul, give the title up, man.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
give it up. Let it. Don't hold up the division.
don't hold the division up. That's right, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
want to
hey,
see Lamont versus to be honest with you, Shakur versus Lamont was my fight that I wanted to see. But
yeah.
if they're gonna keep it in the WBA, just do Kid Austin versus Lamont.
Is Lamont still at 130 champion too?
He
Still
still
got
got
his
the better
belt?
130. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But
Yeah, it's
Lamont
gonna.
got pretty good size on him, so shoot, it's staying at
Lamont been
130.
talking about 140. He been talking about 147.
He can definitely
Uh,
do
He
140.
not going back to 130. Lamar can't go back to 130. He's
Nah,
done with
I
130,
don't
bro.
think so. Because he was huge. He could do
B, hey
140.
B, and have you broke down the Haney Norman fight yet?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. He ain't gonna beat Norman, bro.
Yeah,
But I was trying
I
to tell
looked
him
at
being
it.
I was
yeah.
He
trying to
gonna
tell him
school. He gonna school
12
Norman,
round
bro.
unanimous decision. That's
Yeah,
what I
Norman.
think.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you
Yeah.
on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You just think he got just too much skill for him being?
Way too much skills, bro. Way too much skills. He ain't gonna be able to touch him, bro. Everybody, if he can't land on him, what are you gonna do?
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna be honest with you that the jump rope that I seen was extremely impressive. Shout out to B Norm the Storm. Hell of a talent, great champion in the sport of boxing. You know, I'm just excited to see the matchup. Now,
Yeah.
this Tank Jake fight, it's on November 15th.
That's crazy.
It's right the week before the November 22nd card. So I don't know, Cash. You think it's gonna kind of overshadow that card now?
Who? We Norman and Devin?
Yeah, the Tank.
Hell no. No.
Mm,
No, I ain't gonna overshadow them. That's the real fight. Devin and B Norman
yeah,
is
that's
the
what I'm
real
talking about.
fight, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So
That's a
no,
fact.
Tank and the circus show ain't gonna overshadow that. Tank and Jake Paul is a circus show, man. And you know I'm big time Tank, but man, I'm a fan of the sport first, man. I don't agree with that shit, man, at all.
Yeah, that's some nonsense, dog. I can't believe that ish.
No,
And
But
but you
hey,
know what they're gonna do for you, Cass and T here. This is what we're gonna get Oshaki Cool Boy. They gonna probably have Shoe Ray Vargas.
on the card.
They'll do some good fights
they're
for us. Some
not
nice
doing
Pretty
fights.
that for
nice
me.
school
This is
card.
what they could do for me. After that fight, you could immediately run that damn Shakur fight. That's what you could do for me. And then since we're
For the
doing
roach rematch.
exhibitions like that, we can after that run that Devin Haney fight. And then after that, we could run whatever Keyshawn or whomever else,
Yeah.
Teofimo Lopez. If we running exhibitions and we doing it at 190, then you ain't got no problem fighting Devin Haney. So we can do it that way. If that fight go down, then that's the way it got to go. Yo, you fight that, get your bread, then you go fight them ninjas that you said you was gonna fight to validate yourself, and then you can go on and retire.
He got to fight Roach.
You need me?
Yeah, he can
That
fight
man
Roach too.
beat him.
He can fight Roach.
You know,
Well, I definitely want to see him fight Roach. Trust and believe that. But I mean, if you're doing the Jake Paul, then you can come back around the Roach.
right.
You just gotta get Devin Haney out the way and Shakur out the way. Then you can come back to Roach.
But if
Because
he like fight Jake
it
and
don't matter.
retire,
It don't matter how big a ninja is now. You're fighting Jake Paul.
I'm
You
serious.
feel me? So you
Yeah,
ain't got
That
no
part.
excuse to fight nobody else.
You right, T Hill.
You fight Jake Paul. So that means you
And I
get
gotta say,
Devin Haney, you get Shakur, then you can go fight Roach at whatever way he want to fight at. It don't matter.
but T Hill, suppose Jake Paul knocks him out.
What you
No,
have to say? What else to
that
say?
ain't about to happen, bro. I'm sorry. You need to
Bro,
ask
Jake
B3.
Paul's a
B3
big
can't
dude.
stand Tank. He ain't about to get knocked out by no
Paul is
Jake Paul.
serious, man.
Nobody
Jake
got
Paul
it.
is
I
a
saw
big dude.
ducking high when Mike Tyson should have threw a punch, but refused to throw the punch. Nah, not that guy.
They got weight
Not
classes
that guy
for
that
a
I saw
reason.
a dude buy into the plot into the last round and then show you if I really wanted to beat your tail, I could have beat your tail. And Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Nah, not that guy. If he do that, he taking a dive. If he do that, he taking a dive for real, for real.
Can Tank hurt
You
him?
tell me it's fake.
Like Tank
Yeah,
ain't knocking
Tank could
out
hurt
nobody
him.
that
Tank
big.
could stop him.
Somebody that
Tank
big?
should
He's
stop.
been fighting
Tank should stop
140
him.
and 135
Yeah, because
pounds.
he's not gonna be able to touch him. He's not gonna be able to touch Tank in the ring.
So I'm
And
saying,
this
can he hurt him
also
though?
because
He's a
think
big
about the
dude.
speed of the fight.
He been knocking out 135 pounders and 40 pounders though.
What
What
I'm
that
saying
do
is
make
the
him
speed
too
of the
much?
fight. It's no way, like y'all saying now we can talk about PEDs. If we want everybody want to talk about it, ain't no way in the world
Right.
Jake Paul should keep up with Tank in a 10 round in any fight. He's not. His foot speed, his hand speed, the speed of his fights, man. Tank is gonna move around this dude, turn
So
him.
what you say
All
the weight class
and
was B3?
190.
So Tank gonna get all the way up to 190. That's what they saying.
Man, Tank ain't. It's an exhibition in
Right.
Atlanta. So obviously, they got the Georgia Commission to cover it or whatever. So,
Yeah.
I mean, Tank probably just gonna do his record. He probably won't cut weight. He probably gonna be around 155, whatever. He probably
I
gonna be about
wouldn't
40,
know.
50 pounds over outmatched.
I ain't gonna see it.
But Wilder's done it. You know what I'm saying? We've seen great fighters be outmatched by 40, 50 pounds. So, uh, you know, Jake Paul is a novice in the sport of boxing. Yeah, he's a bigger guy, but like Coach Kenny told us years back, height
Yeah.
don't fight. And what Floyd tell you, skills pay the bills. So
Yeah.
if y'all think that Jake Paul's skills and his height is gonna get Tank out of there or beat Tank, I got a homeboy right now, my homeboy Trav, white boy. He already said if the odds is plus 300 or better, he's betting on Jake.
He's probably fixed anyway.
Now why you think he gonna do that? Why you think he just the first thing he thinking about?
Yeah.
Because of the race, man.
Oh yeah,
People
yeah.
want to see Jake do well because he comes from that background. Trust me. That's all it comes down to. But I'm gonna tell him, don't waste your money, cause ain't no way in the world. For one, it would never happen, and two, if it does go to the scorecards, Tank is gonna win. So that's what I'm saying. I think either Tank is gonna knock him out, or if it's fixed, like you're saying, Tank is gonna win on the scorecards.
So how are
There's
they explaining?
no way he can outpoint Tank.
How they Tank's team explaining away not fighting Lamont and going to Jake Paul? The money or something? Is that what it is? Is that what they saying? The money? What's the explanation?
For one, that's got to be it. But also, Tank already told us that fight wasn't gonna be next at the press conference after. He was like, yeah, he know that fight, that draw extended his career, but he said that fight wasn't gonna be next. He was always planning on fighting Jake.
Yeah, I heard that a while back, but I didn't ever believe it. What actually happened. I really didn't, but look like it is. So,
That's
Man.
crazy, bro.
But hey, I don't know. I'm not watching it. I'll watch the undercard then when that starts just changing. That's crazy though.
That's crazy, man.
We got Bud and Canelo though coming up fast. Coming up fast. What you got on that one, being boxing news? Bud and Canelo. You might be at work, busy. I've been talking to a lot of people thinking Bud's gonna win. You know, they saying Canelo ain't no big dude nowhere. Somebody was trying to tell me the other day. I forgot the way they put it. They was saying,
Man, they don't. They better get it. They don't know nothing about Canelo.
No.
Canelo was out there sparring Yoneli Hernandez.
They ain't trying to lose this one.
Nah. Canelo, man, he's one of the all-time greats. This is going to be a phenomenal fight.
You picking Canelo? V3?
Nah, not. I definitely want to see the weigh-in, but no, I'm not picking Canelo. Not right now.
Okay.
It's just the fact of the matter is that
That'll be interesting.
I just don't see he don't throw enough combination punches for me to beat a
Canelo?
Crawford. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he don't he like those one single shots. He be plotting. So I'm just hopefully I just don't want the weight to you know what I'm saying, the weight to affect Crawford, like slow him down, make him sluggish.
Yeah.
But if he can stay on his toes, you know, just keep turning Canelo, you know, making him miss, making him pay. Hopefully he could hurt him. If he could hurt him, get his respect. Yeah, I got Crawford for sure.
If he can do that, that means a lot, right?
All he gotta do is get his respect. But when you knock him upside his head, he gonna get. You know what I'm saying? All he gotta do is land punches. That's gonna do that.
Crawford ain't gonna be like Mel though. Like Mel just packed it in.
Yeah.
You got to worry about Crawford doing that.
Nah, Crawford is a generational talent. I'm just thankful that his career, he's finally getting his just due in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
Because for the longest, you know, he was getting looked at a certain way that wasn't favorable. So
yeah, a lot of people was on him, you know.
Yeah, hating on the brother.
I don't think he's gonna retire after this fight. A lot of people saying he's gonna retire. I don't think so.
Nah. I can't see that.
Nah.
Yeah, nah. The only reason because the money. I mean, why would you? Especially if he can get the win. Now, if Canelo stop him or something like that.
Yeah, it kind of like depends on how it go too. Yeah.
But I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah, I got decision. Whatever happened, I got to go on the distance.
Now, I mean, I want to know if they done with that undercard, because if that's the whole undercard, they need to do something else.
Yeah, who is on the undercard?
Right now, the only names that I know of is Lester Martinez, Christian and Billy matchup, then Fernando Vargas Jr. versus Callum Walsh matchup.
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah, gotta be.
Gotta be.
He was talking about a 3-day event. He putting like Marco Verde. It's some young prospects they putting on. Hayota Sasumi, I believe he'll be back. You know, his Japanese prospect, but it's unfortunately the Big Baby Miller, Big Baby Anderson fight fell out.
Oh man!
And then
I was supposed to be on that one.
Yeah,
the Big Babies. Oh man, that would have been.
That was gonna be the co-main. Yeah, that was gonna be fire.
Yeah, that's been in the works for a minute. People have been talking about that one. That fell apart. Damn.
Yeah, that fell apart. So.
Yeah, that would have been good as a co-main.
Yeah, very good fight.
Yeah.
And then it's unfortunate Michael Hunter, he was supposed to replace Big Baby, but now he's possibly going to be in litigation, or he still has issues with Don King Promotions. So unfortunately, Michael Hunter is possibly not going to be on the card. So that's something that we got to look out for.
They better hurry up because they only got a few weeks. Today is the 20th, right? Like 3 weeks, ain't it? Something like that. Yeah.
Now, did they finalize that Sebastian Pandora Keith Thurman?
I don't know. I ain't sure about that.
Man, that's a crazy fight.
Yeah. What you think about that? Well, I don't know what to think about that, man. Keith and
Man,
Pandora.
Pandora just got too much length. But like you're
I
saying,
know.
if you can crack them like Mendoza did, you can hurt them. You know, Lubin hurt him. Mendoza hurt him. I just feel like Keith is gonna be a little too undersized.
Yeah.
But a lot of the guys are picking Keith. You know,
Mm.
I don't know if it's nostalgia or just his movement. You know, his but
Probably from the heart. That's from the heart picks.
yeah,
No.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so I
got
mean, I'm looking forward to this schedule, man.
all
I
the
was just
way.
gonna say I was just gonna say this about when we was talking about Cambosis earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Zoo is like the same way. Tim Zoo is a phenomenal a competitor. You know, he took on all the challenges similar to Cambosis. You know, of course, I'm sure they was their biggest paydays, but they didn't duck the fights. You know,
Mm-mm.
and
Yeah.
and Tim Zoo is a big name in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't. He could have passed up on that second Sebastian fight.
I know. Yeah.
And also he accepted the Bacham fight. You know, no problem. When being a big name, typically he didn't have to take that fight. You know,
Yeah, he on a losing streak
he
now,
could have
man.
he could have got position for Xander and try and had them try to make the him fight Xander for the title. You know,
I
he
think
could
he
have
could have
tried to
won
go
that
some
one.
other routes.
He could
Yeah.
have won that one too. He got like a 3-fight losing streak, don't he now, Zoo? Something like that.
Yep. I think they broke it up. He might have got a win in there somewhere. I would have to look at his resume. But
Okay.
it's but yeah. I mean, maybe not. Maybe you might be right. But he may have got a stay busy fight.
I think
Yeah,
he
he
could have
did get a
beat
he did get a stay busy fight. Yeah, he
Okay.
did because you remember him and Keith Thurman was supposed to fight.
Yeah. I would have been picking him against Xander though. Tim Zoo.
Yeah, man, Zoo can fight. He's
Yeah.
a
Yes, he can.
but he can box. It's just that certain guys like certain matchups.
Just didn't work out.
It's not gonna work out. It's just the
Yeah.
side. Fondora. He's
And
a
then he got cut early in that fight too, remember Fandora?
yeah.
That fight. I thought they should have stopped that. I don't know how they let that thing go the whole 12 rounds.
Yeah, that was nasty. That was
He was
that was
bleeding like
I'm
that
gonna
early.
say this about that though. People get that cut a lot of
Mm-hmm.
credence to the reason why the fight turned out that way. Only thing
Yeah.
I will say about that cut is that it should have been stopped,
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
it should have been a no decision. It shouldn't
Yeah.
have continued on. And
No.
its corner and the freaking official and the
And the
freaking
doctor.
officials for the sanctioning body, they should be put on notice for that because
What
that was
about the ring
ridiculous.
doctor, man? Yeah,
Ring doctor too, but he's part of the officials that I was talking about. They
right.
should have all been put on notice for that. They shouldn't allow that to continue. Now that being this case, Doug, I will give you Exhibit A. Erickson Lubin was hammering Fondor.
Mm-hmm.
Had that boy on, put him to the canvas. Not just had him buzzed or wobbled, put him to the canvas. And he was able to withhold. The only one he has not been able to withhold was that wicked three-piece combo that my man Mendoza served him with.
Yeah.
Other than that, he's shown the ability to weather the storm, man. And there's no guarantee that he doesn't weather the storm even without the cut being there. But I will say that that cut was a definite deterrent.
Yeah.
And more so than anything, it continued to run into his eye, which blinded him and which had to affect him greatly.
And it
His
happened
vision and
early
everything
too.
like that.
It was early.
Very much so. So, that's why I say it's on the officials,
Right.
it's on the referee, it's on the
Yeah.
the dang corner. They all had a play in that. That fight should not have gone that way.
And they
But
never
it was
stopped. As soon as every round began, it's just boom, started right back up. Every
yeah,
round.
no doubt.
So
That was a travesty all the way around, man. And unfortunately, I don't think his career will ever be the same because of it.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's how egregious an error that was. I don't want to let that go by the wayside though, man. I'm not gonna take away from Fundora because of it, but I also understand that there was some things, some extenuating circumstances that have prevented that
Yeah,
fight from being what it could have been,
what it could have been.
and as
Right.
a result, it has affected this man to the point where he's worried about a cut every time he gets in a fight now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
After that.
But like I say, the one if this is not fake news and good, if it's actual good news,
Mhm.
then like I say, from this point forward, I'm expecting to see the Devin Haney fight. I'm definitely
Yeah.
expecting to see the Shakur Stevenson fight.
Mhm.
Any other ninja that called him out, because he said he answered the call. It's time to answer the call. I
Right.
can't believe that you gonna use size on folks now because you getting in the ring with somebody that's bigger naturally than all
No,
of these guys.
you can't use that no more. No. Nobody can. I was even using it. Nah, I'm not no more.
Now, granted, like B3 was saying, man, the skill set, it's a big gap in the skill set between Devin Haney and a Jake Paul, Shakur and a
Yeah.
Jake Paul, and anybody else that had called him out in the Jake Paul. But it's still an all, dog. You can't be using size as a discrepancy no more. Like yo, you get in the ring with him. You get in the ring with 190 some pound man
Bigger than all of them.
that's been fighting at 200 and some pounds.
Yep.
So you good. That's all.
Mhm.
So if this is the
No
route, man, get your
rehydration
bread.
clause.
But after that, get in that ring.
Get in there. Yep. Now I wonder what you need a rehydration clause for Ryan for. Jake Paul ain't got no rehydration clause.
Yeah, I'm sure Jake could have one probably
Not weighs
a
at all
10
and
pound.
stuff. Yeah. You think so, B3?
Oh, mandatory.
Oh, most definitely. That nigga can come in the ring at 200 and some pounds.
Exhibition though.
Tank ain't gonna be able to get to no 200 and some pounds.
No,
And
but
even
I'm
if he
saying,
would, it's a different look on him as opposed to a 6'2" dude.
It's not even. I'm gonna tell you this: Jake Paul is gonna do whatever it takes to make the fight because
yeah,
this legitimizes him in the sport of boxing.
I know.
He's reached the pinnacle. He's been able to fight Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar
Yep.
Chavez, son of a legend, and now the
Mm-hmm.
current pay-per-view star in the sport, Tank Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, After this fight, Jake Paul can just promote. He can get knocked out. Anything can happen. He's legitimized.
I know. That's a good point there.
I mean, he went from
Man,
novice boxer. He went from novice boxer to boxing Tank Davis. Tank Davis is legitimizing him straight up.
Yep.
it don't legitimize nothing but that paycheck, bro. Ain't nothing about that man legit as a boxer, dog. I will say he is getting better, but ain't nothing legit about him as far as him being a boxer, dog.
What are you talking about as far as the
And
name
say
getting
he's.
recognition?
I'm gonna say well that, but also who's racing the ring with you? I mean, okay, we're granted some of us gonna call it the Mike Tyson fight went on his record. I don't know if Julio Cesar Chavez went on his record. I got to check all that stuff. I haven't, but maybe
No,
this
it
Tank
definitely
fight
went
going.
on it. It definitely. Remember, it was a qualifier. Remember, the
Yeah,
Yeah,
winner of
see
that.
that?
it was. They said they was gonna put him in the rankings. Remember? So you had to go on there. Yeah.
So it definitely counted. I'm just saying, I don't. Man, bro,
I know.
like, I seen a couple of fights of his look shakily suspect. Then I seen, a dude who, even though his dad is a legend, been taking legendary tail whoopings in the last round of a fight where he looked like he was gassed,
Mm-hmm.
go on and put the beats on this dude just to let it be known that if I really wanted to do some
Yeah.
damage to this Mickey Friggy, I could have done it.
Right.
Man, nah, dog. Nah. I mean, it's gonna be like like you said, to say that I had fought Mike Tyson,
Tank. Mm-hmm.
I fought Tank, I fought Julio Cesar Chavez, I fought the legend of kickboxing, I mean the MMA, I fought this and I fought that. Yeah, you gonna have that right, that bragging right, but dog, I'm gonna be honest. Mike Tyson looked like he was paid to take a dive.
That was ridiculous. Man.
I seen Mike Tyson throw a punch against Roy Jones Jr. that he had that same opportunity against Jake Paul, and I saw Jake Paul literally see his life flash before him as he was backpedaling, thinking he was about to get sparked, and Mike Tyson flinched at throwing the punch. He was about to throw it and stop, dog. That's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. That was rehearsed like a mug, dog. I'm not about to have you hit me, so I'll pay you extra. Because let's think about it. I mean, they sold out a stadium. They had everybody and their mama tuning in, and them people made serious breadament. That was what that was about. That's what Mike Tyson was to do for them. He was to make something of a spectacle of that night, and he definitely did. Because there was some people thinking that, nah, Mike Tyson not gonna go over there and take a dive. He gonna go in there and put that whoop on him. This the same dude that be on the what you call that back secondhand smoke, hot boxing. On the hot boxing podcast, talking about, dog, if you really a true friend, you would take your friend in the ring and get bread.
He said that.
You would fight. You would fight. We fought back in the days. We ain't do this stuff that they doing now. And then you get in the ring and do that.
Do this?
Nah, it wasn't because he was out of shape or he was in bad health or anything. Because that Mickey Freaky signed that NDA. Period, point blank. And he was determined that you're not gonna get in here and make me look like a fool, and so I don't see Tank sparking him, because it would look even worse if a little Mickey Fricky made you look like a fool. And when you see the size disparity between them two, you're gonna see how small Tank really is.
I'm looking at it now on the thing B3 made.
That's nonsense, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. I just thought that was just talk when they started talking about that. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna happen. I said it on here before. Damn, that's actually happened. Wow, that's crazy.
But one thing I do know, it's a lot of, and it had to happen because, you know what? Before you came on, or while you just had come on, I seen the notification for Just Do. So that had to pop news, because you know they can't wait. Anybody who has a fighter that is in a contemporary of Tank, and you know they catch flack for it, oh, they've been waiting for this moment, just like they was waiting for that draw or for that bad look. They've been waiting for this moment, so you know they're gonna come and talk about this. It's gonna rule the airways. Is that your car?
Yeah, they gonna
No, I just saw that it's open and the car is on.
They're gonna dog in there.
You had a dog in there?
Deservedly though. You deserve it.
But your car is on though.
This is a clear money grab. Plain and simple. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a money grab. And I ain't mad at people for getting their money.
Yeah.
But like I said, every move from this point forward has to be about those fights that you named. And it has to be about that rematch. You have to get that rematch. You have to get that fight against those folks. You're welcome. You have to get those fights against those folks that they say you scared of, you running from. I mean, like BN said. BN came on and said, hey, you look scared. You really look like you was afraid. Now, I don't believe he afraid, but it's kind of hard to explain that he isn't when you look at this.
Yeah.
So, hey, man, you know, he whatever people say about him, you know, he can't even argue against it. And for those people who have been arguing that it would never happen, and I was one of them, I said it would only happen after he retired or some stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I look like a straight fool.
Me too, because I was saying
I look like a straight fool.
I'm like, I'm like, just talk, man. Yeah. Go ahead, T-Hill.
Nah, I ain't got nothing else to say, bro. All I can say is, hey, after you get your money, get your get back. Get your get back on all them people who talk dirty on your name, said you was a coward, you was scared, you running from competition, that you can't beat these people. You better go and show them. You better go and show them, because right now you showing them that, you know, they might have been right about you. And
Can't just retire.
nah,
If he just go in, he gonna catch it big time. From me,
nah, yeah, that would be a bad look. Well, I mean, like I said, I don't celebrate like when the stuff happened with Devin. I didn't celebrate that.
yeah,
I foresaw it because I see the things that Devin does that's like predisposed to the strength of Ryan. And on top of that, Ryan is quick, fast, and strong.
yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Well, we gonna see what happens.
We gonna see, man. We gonna see, but that's wild though.
I know. Yeah. But okay, Till. I'm gonna get ready to get out. I'm gonna go get.
Yeah, no. We gonna put it on when we get home. But yeah, man. I appreciate you pulling me up. Was a great show, as always. It was an enlightening one on top of that because I got wind of some stuff that I didn't know, but I should have saw when that notification sign went up because try as he might, everybody wants to glorify some news about the little fella because there's some other people that be doing some foul stuff about the little fella, especially up in these YouTube streets. So that explains why that notification went off. And we'll see how things transpire from there, man. But thanks for having me up, man. I'm gonna go tune in and catch all this stuff about what's going on with this now. I guess I've been out and about, been driving, but I get to settle in now and see what's going on.
Okay.
All right, then, Cass.
All right, T. Appreciate you. And BN Boxing News and B3. Appreciate them gentlemen for coming up on the panel today. Oh, there's Where the Exploding Fist Ninjas in the building. Salute. I didn't even see you come in. How are you today, Way of the Exploding Fist Ninja? Okay, tomorrow is going to be Thursday, so we're going to talk about China. It's going to be our country this week. Boxing in China. Got a good little history of boxing in China. And we're going to look at some boxers from China and some other things concerning boxing in there. So tune in tomorrow for that. But I appreciate everybody that came by today. 1,000%. Again, Thomas Till and BN Boxing News and B3 came up on the panel. Appreciate them, brothers. I got to agree with BN Boxing News on this one. That's a bad look, man, fighting Jake Paul. And, I'm big time, Tank, man, but I got to call it like I see it. I don't like that one. But we'll see what happens. I know one thing. He better fight Lamont Roach or somebody after this, or he gonna catch it. But yeah, appreciate everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with another Cast Sports. Okay. Way of the Exploding Fist Ninja. Thomas Hill, BN Boxing News. B3, Keon Call, Al Booger, Technique, Mike Mazik, Kensaw Love 1, Jarrell Hattie, Mike Rim, and Miss Cass. Everybody have a great afternoon. Just Do Boxing is in progress. That's where I'm getting ready to go to. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Because if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian bringing you all of that boxing history. Everybody have a great afternoon.